Do you want to buy a rental property? Let me show you how to buy 2 rental properties with $151,450. Seriously, this might sound crazy, but I'll show you step by step on how to do it. Okay, so here's what I've done with respect to analysis. You'll see there are 2 pieces of information or data on the screen. We'll start on the right first, and then I'll reference the document on the left. In this case, what I did is for the first-time real estate investor, or it could be any real estate investor, whether it's your second, third, fourth, as a purchase of $650,000. So this is a 1-bedroom condo downtown Toronto in the city here. Your capital, how much you got to put down, is 20% down payment, so it's $130,000. Plus you have your Ontario and Toronto land transfer taxes, plus the legal fees, puts you at $151,450. So this is the figure that I referenced, $151,450. And a note, you have to put 20% down payment as a minimum when it comes to buying an investment property that you do not occupy. So this is a government requirement. So in this case, $650 purchase and $151,450 all in to get started. Now, if you move to the right, you'll see I used 7-year analysis, annual appreciation of 5%, and this is where we jump to the left here. If you look at this data, this is by the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, data since 1994, so 28 years. You'll see that real estate prices appreciate, and the long-term trend is upward. Yes, you'll have dips. So here in this case, you have the 2008-2009 credit crunch dip, and again you have a dip here with the start of the pandemic. Prices dipped, and then things have continued to go upward. But if you look at the overall long-term trend, real estate prices continue to go up. And again, this is due to a couple of factors. One, very strong immigration numbers, with a good portion moving to the Southern Ontario region. And here, I'm only speaking to Southern Ontario. I'm not talking about, Alberta, British Columbia, Quebec, other provinces in Canada. This is specific to the Greater Toronto area, where again, most of the immigration happens and due to the employment and multiple other factors. But again, strong immigration, there's a lack of supply housing. It is very difficult and very expensive to build. So you have that strong imbalance between supply and demand, which is pushing prices up. So if you look at a long-term trend, I'm using 5%, which is conservative. It is higher in that 7-8%. Yes, you'll have some dips depending on the economic cycle, but overall 5% is a good number to use when doing real estate analysis. So in this case, I use 5%. The plan here is to buy 2 rental properties in 4 years time frame. So you buy it at $650 and then 5% appreciation at year 4. It'd be property value is just over $790,000, which you can see down here. So let me start back up at the top. So initially you buy $650, you put your capital cost up front, so $151,450, and over 4 years, and this is where a little bit of patience, 4-year time frame, you have a 4% mortgage, amortized over 30 years. I'll jump back to why 30 years. Then your mortgage balance at year 4 would be $480,867. The property value is $790 and change, 80% value. So you can refinance, and this is the idea behind it, is you refinance it to 80% of market value at that time. So in this case, 80% of 790 is 632 minus the mortgage balance at that time, which is 480. You're going to end up with 151,196 cash. So this is the additional 151 that you can use for the next purchase. So this is where the 1 becomes 2. So now you have the first one, 4 years later, it's doing its own thing. You pull the equity, you use those funds to buy the second investment property. Now, keep in mind, your equity after 4 years is 309. So if you look at this, you've started with 151, where you put in $151,000 into this business venture, which is an investment property in this case. in 4 years time frame with property appreciation and mortgage paydown and nothing else too fancy, no mortgage prepayment, no accelerated payments, none of that stuff, your equity position is 309. So that's your 790 minus the 480 balance at the 4 years, so 309. So you've doubled your equity position in 4 years time frame, and this allows you to pull, and again, this is because of the 80% refinance rules, you can pull the 151 and use it to buy the next one. And this puts you in a strong position because now you have 2 investment properties in the city of Toronto moving forward. So, time is on your side, and really the name of the game is to get into ownership in the city, in the Toronto region. Because of strong immigration, because of lack of supply, because of strong demand, you will be well positioned moving forward by having two investment properties for the future. It's like planting 2 trees. You got to give it time, and it'll just get bigger and bigger, and this is where the property value goes up over time, and you'll be in a strong financial position. If you hold on to these properties for 15, 20 years, 25 years, whatever the case may be, it'll put you in a very strong financial position towards retirement, or you take out the funds and maybe put the kids into post-secondary schooling, or you buy your retirement home. But it'll give you options, and having options is a good, strong position to be in down the line, and not being reliant on CPP or old age security or some type of pension. It's you're taking control of your financial future by investing in real estate.
A few main points to take away from the analysis. 1. Waiting to get into Toronto's real estate market is not prudent. The reason is, as properties appreciate, it becomes more difficult to get into the market, since you'll need a larger down payment and a higher mortgage stress test hurdle to jump over. 2. Buying 1 or 2 investment properties will put you in a strong financial future. Let's say the 2 investment properties do not appreciate at all and you pay them off in 25 years. What would an additional 1.3 million do to your retirement plans? You might decide to retire early, or buy a vacation property in the US, or keep the properties and live off the cash flow. You have options. Buying that first rental property does not need to be nerve-wracking. I remember when I bought my first triplex in 2006. Yes, back in the day, I was nervous. Overnight, I had 3 tenants and another property to be responsible for. Reach out. I am happy to guide you and share with you my 16+ years of experience. If you've enjoyed this video, check out this video where I show you how to pay off $1 million mortgage in 10 years. And until next time, happy investing.